Before the injury report came out, Lane Johnson said that he was good to go against the Fins Sunday night. Man, that's one tough SOB.
The funniest is in the 12.
You are now tuned in.
He's the funniest in the world.
To the hottest podcast with your host, Big Holla.
Yeah. Look, man, just in case y'all forgot, this is who I am. This is right here is what I do. This is the Diamond Crew. But I want to give a shout out to my G's and my OGs. But you already know what to do. But if you're new to this channel and you like content like this, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this. I need you to hit that notification bell so you always up to date. But look, y'all, the Philadelphia Eagles have been busy after the loss. You know, the crappy loss from the Jets. It sucked, but we had to move on, and we did. And we looking for a bounce back game against the Fins on Sunday at primetime. Now, it's going to be hard to do that, man, because, you know, we are decimated by injuries. It's not going to be an easy task. But do you think that the Eagles can do it? I do. I think we can. And it's Kelly Green week. The Eagles will be sporting the Kelly Green Eagle jerseys this week. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way that we lose in the Kelly Green. There's no way. We can't tarnish the Kelly Green like that, you know, with a loss off the rip. But there's so much stuff, you know, that's been happening these last few days. You know, we've been dropping videos, but this is the first time that I really got to sit down and discuss it in front of a camera. So first off, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, they went ahead and picked up Julio Jones, you know, which at first, you know, I was kind of confused at that pick. I mean, at that signing. But then after the injury report was released today, you know, I kind of realized how we in the Philadelphia Eagles did what they did. You know what I mean? So before we get into anything else, real quick, I want to go over the injury report as of October 18th today, and this is what it looks like right now.
Here is the updated injury report for the Philadelphia Eagles as of October 18th. Reed Blankenship did not practice with a rib injury. Pave Lane Johnson did not practice with an ankle injury. Bradley Roby did not practice with a shoulder injury. Smitty did not practice with a hamstring injury. JC the Baby Rhino was limited with an ankle injury. Dallas Goedert was limited with a groin injury. Big Play Slay was limited with a knee injury. Milton Williams was limited with an ankle injury. Sidney Brown was full participation with a hamstring injury. Eli Ricks was full participation with a knee injury. Marlon T was full participation with a triceps injury. If you enjoy our content and want to stay up to date with our latest videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Join our community and let's explore Eagles content on my YouTube channel.
So I didn't know that Devontae Smith, you know, he was injured and that he didn't practice today. You know, so Howie Roseman, he had to do what he had to do, man. He had to, you know, do a Howie move. It was important that he did that. You know, and like I said, at first I really didn't understand why, you know, until his injury report came out and Smitty was on it and he did not practice. So I'm looking at it. I see it. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. No Smitty this week. Possibly there's a possibility that it won't be no Smitty this week. So as for right now, Julio Jones is on the practice squad, but you can bet your bottom dollar that any day now they're gonna be promoting Julio Jones to the active roster, especially if Smitty he can't go. Because I mean, to be honest, you know, without Smitty, that just leaves you with, you know, one of the best receivers in the league, AJ Brown, and OZ Olamide Zaccheaus, and who else? Who else that leaves you with? Who you gonna bring up? Devin Allen or Britton Covey? You know, would y'all trust those two guys, to come out here and be a force in a receiving core, not me. I wouldn't. So Howie had to do Howie things and make a move. And look, man, salute to you, Howie. Salute to you. You know what I mean? Because you really be putting on for the city. So I'm super excited that we went ahead and grabbed Julio. I think Julio is going to be dominant in the red zone. He may help out, with our red zone woes that we've been having so far this year. Because you might see Julio in the slot. You may see him on the outside. You could see Julio anywhere. Julio has been a veteran in this league for a long time. He's been playing for a long time. He's been good for a long time. Julio went to Alabama. He knows AJ. He was an idol to Devontae. He knows this team. He said he knows Fletcher. He know all these guys, man. He's real comfortable with the team that we have here, and that's what's up. That's what we need. Last year Julio was trying to get a ring, and he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He played with Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterback ever. But he wasn't, Brady was on his way out. They played the Cowboys. The Cowboys finally beat Tom Brady, in the playoffs. And Julio probably had one of his best games. I think he had like 11 catches for over 76 yards. He had a touchdown. But during the regular season, he only started maybe like 5 games. I think he played like 11 games, so he was on the couch, but, he has been playing. We're not just getting somebody who's just old and raggedy. He actually is a really good player. The question is how much does Julio have in the tank? And if you look at the video from today, he said that, he's out here to dominate. He's not coming out here to be cut, second string and, way off in the back. He's coming out here to dominate. He feels like that he already has what we need, to be successful. And I believe him. Man. We all know who Julio is. We've been watching Julio too long. Julio has, been suffering from a lot of hamstring injuries and a lot of things, that kept him unhealthy. But at the same time, we're talking about Julio Jones, man. We're not asking Julio Jones to come out here and be a starter all year. We're not asking for that. We asking for Julio to come in here, and play limited snaps, and do what he got to do when he's in the game. That's what we want to see from Julio Jones. We're not asking him to come out here and play 65 plays, all game, all 4 quarters. No, we don't need that from him. We have really good receivers here. So, with that trio of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Julio Jones is going to be crazy. It's going to be bananas. So, look, it is what it is. We're going to see how that shake out. Because hopefully he can come in as early as Sunday and make an impact, especially if Smitty can't go. Now that we spoke about Julio, I wanted to speak about Josiah Scott. He was brought back to the Philadelphia Eagles, and he was added to the active roster. And he was on Pittsburgh's practice squad. But we went ahead and signed him and elevated him to the active roster. But he was here in the summer. He was here in the summer, but he got cut when we formed our 53-man roster, and we decided to go with Zach McPherson and Mario Goodrich. But Mario Goodrich now is waived because he hasn't been playing good, in my opinion. Obviously, according to the team, he's not playing for us no more. So we brought over Josiah Scott. Every time I think about Josiah Scott, let's keep it 100. I think about the game. I was at the game last year in Arlington, and all I can think about is that 30-yard bomb, on Josiah Scott. It was his responsibility. It was on him. And that's all I can think about. But we are decimated by injuries right now. We decimated. So we have to be able to put somebody in that position. We got to have some guys back there, so we had to do what we had to do. Okay. We're going to see what he can do when it's game time. What is he going to do? We don't know yet. Sidney Brown is available. Full participation. That's major news. We wanted to see what we have in him. We've been waiting. It's been a small sample size so far, but we think that Sidney Brown, could be an answer if he can stay healthy. So hopefully he can come in and play, because he's going to have a huge role this week. With Evans on IR, with Maddox out for the year, Reed he didn't practice today, so he has a rib injury. So will he be available to play? We don't even know. We don't know. So that's something that we got to keep our eyes on as well, man. It's going to be a tough one this week on Sunday. And hopefully we can get some guys to come in and do what we need them to do. As we move through this week, there's going to be updates coming all week, and we're going to definitely be providing y'all with that, so y'all can stay up to date, so y'all can know, what's going on and how we coming. So, like I said, man, I think that we can beat Miami. I think that our offense is good enough. I think this defense, probably will struggle a little bit, but I think the defensive line has to do what we got to do to get Tua off the spot, get him running around, get him making fast decisions, maybe some mistakes, because he has a really good receiving core with we already know Tyreek Hill, one of the best in the league right now, and also with Waddle. Cedric Wilson is over there. They also got Claypool over there, so they have a good receiving core. So we got to make sure that we neutralize those guys as much as possible and hold Tyreek Hill as much as possible. We have to make sure we neutralize him as much as possible. That's a tough ask. That's a tough ask. But I think we can do enough to win. And like I said, man, going 6-1 right now, beating this Miami team would definitely show the league, that what we had last week was just a blip. It was a blip in the schedule. It was one of those trap games. It reminded me of the Washington game from last year. But if we bounce back and win, then everything should be good. So like I said, man, something else I wanted to bring up real quick, man, because, we've been looking to fill up our safety room, with a veteran guy or a young guy, but he's been playing for a few years. We've been looking to bring Jeremy Chin in, but according to some reports, man, Jeremy Chin has an injury issue, that may sideline him, for about 4 to 5 to 6 games. So maybe that's one of the reasons why, how we didn't pursue. So, Justin Simmons might be a guy who to look at. It's other guys that we can probably shoot our shot at, but I just don't know. We got to make a move though before this trade deadline. So look, there it is, man. That's all. That's what it is in a nutshell. That's all we concerned about right now is going 6-1 this week and getting back on a winning side of football. But real quick, man, before we get out of here, I wanted to talk about, Donovan McNabb and what he said about AJ, because that's been something that's been swirling around all week. He said that we was force feeding the ball to AJ, which was kind of, slowing down the progress of the offense, which I don't see, because if you look at the actual stats and how many times each player got the ball, AJ was one of the guys who got the ball the least last week. And Devontae Smith, he had way more targets. He just didn't do enough. He had a few drops that were major last week when AJ Brown went ahead and took care of business as usual. So I got a lot of respect for him, man. And I think that sometimes, these older players, especially him, start talking and jabbing at the mouth, and really they don't really understand what they're talking about. They just know people gonna listen. And that's a good opportunity for them. But you got to understand, you got to have some context to these things when you say it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. The goal right now is to beat up on the Fins this week. And I think we're going to do it, you know? And we're going to keep coming with these videos all day. Don't worry about that, you know? Just know that Hot is in the building. Diamond Crew Sports Podcast is glowing up right now. We're growing so fast. We at 1,221 subs. I appreciate y'all for that. I really enjoy, you know, what I'm seeing from this channel. You know, I was on my old channel called the Diamond Crew. If you're not subbed up to the Diamond Crew, make sure y'all go do that. We really close to monetization there, so watch out for that. We call it the Diamond Crew. That's where I started this podcast. I started the Diamond Crew Sports Podcast on my Diamond Crew channel, but I felt like the sports was fighting, you know, with the other things, and I wanted to go ahead and niche it down, and I've done that. I've brought some subs over from that channel, and I appreciate y'all for doing that. But I want to let y'all know that I'm extremely happy, you know, because I kind of like started over a little bit, and like I said, we already at 1,200 subs. We growing every day. We releasing content every day. And guess what, man? How to appreciate it. Thank y'all. And I'm going to keep coming with that work. But for now, how to out.